Europe is a continent that defies superlatives. Nowhere else on Earth packs such an extraordinary concentration of history, natural beauty, culture, and culinary genius into a single landmass. From volcanic islands draped in whitewash to ancient forests hiding crystalline lakes, Europe rewards the curious traveler at every turn. Whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or planning your first big adventure, these 12 destinations are not just worth visiting. They are experiences that will fundamentally change how you see the world. Few places on Earth carry the visual power of Santorini. Perched on the rim of an ancient volcanic caldera in the Aegean Sea, the island is an iconic cascade of blue-domed churches, blinding white cubic houses, and restaurants suspended over a sea that shifts from turquoise to deep cobalt as the sun descends. The village of Oia is renowned for producing what many consider the most beautiful sunsets on the planet. A nightly spectacle that draws crowds, yet never loses its magic. Beyond the postcard views, Santorini offers exceptional volcanic wines, black sand beaches at Parisa, and a fascinating archaeological site at Akrotiri, a Bronze Age city buried by a volcanic eruption around 1600 BC. Stretching along a dramatic stretch of southern Italy's Tyrrhenian coastline, the Amalfi Coast is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most breathtakingly beautiful roads in the world. Vertical cliffs plunge into a glittering sea, while pastel-colored villages, Positano, Ravello, Amalfi itself, cling impossibly to the rock face like limpets in a storm. The winding coastal road offers jaw-dropping vistas at every bend, and the local cuisine is nothing short of revelatory. Fresh seafood, lemon-drenched pasta, and limoncello made from locally grown fruit the size of softballs. Visit in spring or early autumn to avoid the summer crush and experience this stretch of coastline at its most magical. Croatia is blessed with extraordinary natural landscapes, but Plitvice Lakes stands entirely in a class of its own. This UNESCO-protected national park in the heart of the country is home to 16 terraced lakes, connected by a series of cascading waterfalls, all draped in extraordinarily vivid shades of turquoise, emerald, and azure. Wooden boardwalks wind above the water, through ancient beech and fir forests, past thundering curtains of white water that seem almost too beautiful to be real. In autumn, the surrounding forest bursts into gold and copper, making the scene even more cinematic. Plitvice is proof that some of the greatest natural wonders on Earth don't require a long-haul flight. They call Prague the city of 100 spires, and once you've seen its skyline, a fairy tale jagged profile of Gothic towers, Baroque domes, and Art Nouveau facades, you'll understand why. The Czech capital survived the Second World War remarkably intact, preserving one of the most complete medieval city centers in Europe. Wander across the Charles Bridge at dawn before the crowds arrive, explore the winding lanes of Mala Strana, and climb to Prague Castle for panoramic views across the red rooftops. By night, the city transforms into something from a Kafka novel, mysterious, atmospheric, and intoxicating. Add world-class beer, vibrant music venues, and excellent food, and Prague becomes nearly impossible to leave. There are landscapes in Norway so vast and so primordially magnificent that they make you feel genuinely small in the best possible way. The fjords, deep glacial inlets carved between towering mountains, stretch along the western coast of the country, with Geirangerfjord and Nærøyfjord both designated UNESCO World Heritage Sites. In summer, you can kayak between reflections of snow-capped peaks. In winter, you can chase the northern lights from remote wooden cabins perched at the water's edge. The Flam Railway, one of the most scenic train journeys in the world, descends nearly 900 meters through waterfalls and wild mountain scenery. Norway is expensive, but absolutely every krone is worth it. If you've ever seen a travel photograph so perfect it looked like a painting, there's a reasonable chance it was Hallstatt. This tiny Austrian lakeside village, nestled between a glassy alpine lake and towering limestone peaks, is widely considered one of the most picturesque villages in the world. It was so admired that China actually built an exact replica of it in Guangdong province. The original, however, possesses something no copy ever could: genuine history, dating back over 7,000 years to a salt mining civilization that gave name to an entire archaeological era. Hallstatt is at its most ethereal in early morning mist or under a fresh fall of winter snow. Tuscany is not a single destination but an entire way of life distilled into landscape. Rolling hills studded with cypress trees, medieval hilltop towns, vineyards producing some of the world's greatest wines, and Renaissance art that defines Western civilization. It is all here. Florence alone could occupy a week of your life without exhausting its riches. The Uffizi Gallery, Brunelleschi's Dome, Michelangelo's David. But venture beyond the city into the Val d'Orcia, another UNESCO landscape, and you'll find a pastoral beauty so serene it almost feels like the world has slowed to a gentler pace. Pair all of this with truffle pasta, Chianti, and a golden afternoon on a hilltop terrace, and you'll understand why people fall in love with Tuscany and never quite recover. Known as the Pearl of the Adriatic, Dubrovnik is one of Europe's most perfectly preserved medieval walled cities. Its limestone streets gleam like white marble in the Adriatic sun, and its ancient city walls, walkable in their entirety, offer uninterrupted views across terracotta rooftops and a sea of impossible blue. The city's history is rich and turbulent, having once been a powerful maritime republic rivaling Venice. Today, it remains one of the most visually striking urban environments anywhere in Europe. Though its fame as a filming location for a certain television fantasy epic has brought enormous crowds, arriving at dawn or in the quieter shoulder seasons still delivers an experience of rare, timeless beauty. Wild, haunting, and ineffably romantic, the Scottish Highlands offer a landscape unlike anywhere else in Europe. Vast open moorlands, brooding lochs, ancient glens, and dramatic mountain ridges combine to create scenery that seems to belong more to legend than reality. The Isle of Skye, with its jagged Cuillin Mountains, fairy pools, and sea stacks rising from Atlantic mist, is perhaps the most dramatic single island in the British Isles. The region is also soaked in history and culture. Jacobite battlefields, whiskey distilleries, ruined castles, and ancient clan traditions that persist to this day. Come for the landscapes, stay for the extraordinary sense of stepping beyond the modern world. Medieval Bruges is Europe's best preserved Gothic city, a near perfectly intact monument to the wealth and artistry of the medieval Flemish world. Its canal-laced historic center, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a dream to wander. Cobbled lanes between gabled brick townhouses, horse-drawn carriages over stone bridges, and belfries rising above market squares where traders gathered centuries ago. World-class Belgian chocolate, exceptional beer, and extraordinary Flemish art, including some of the finest works of Jan van Eyck, round out an experience that rewards the slow traveler. Bruges is best visited midweek or in winter, when the day trippers have gone and the city reclaims its medieval quiet. Europe is a continent that rewards those who show up with open eyes and a spirit of genuine curiosity. Every one of these 12 destinations offers something that photographs can only partially capture. The smell of sea salt on Greek air, the sound of Croatian waterfalls, the silence of a Norwegian fjord at midnight under the aurora borealis. These are not merely places, they are experiences that become part of you. The question is not whether you should go. The question is simply, which one first?